What is up, guys? It is horror movie review time, obviously. So today we are looking at four of them. Two of them kind of aren't horror movies. I don't know. We're just gonna get into it. So, and I know that I said that I was going to be doing some of my favorites or some classics or something like that. I think we're gonna start doing that next month. I might start with some top 5 of my favorites, maybe top 5 of my wife's favorites. I don't know. We'll see. So the first movie is called Lords of Chaos. I'm not entirely sure how this wound up on my list. It's basically about the first Nordic, I think, black metal band. It was super. It was pretty fucked up. This guy starts this black metal band. His friend kills himself. They start burning down a bunch of churches. There were a lot of, well, not a lot. There was a lot of really, there I go again, saying a lot. But the violent scenes in this movie were, they were pretty violent. And so it's just about them, getting away with all their stuff, and it's kind of like a documentary, sort of. Rory Culkin, there's a pig head, black metal, but this movie didn't really do very much for me. I guess technically it would kind of be classified as a horror movie if you're looking at the violence aspect of it. So if you're into black metal and the origins of that, be sure to check this one out, I guess. Otherwise, meh. Here is Mute Witness. So this, I'm going to do super quick plot synopsis here. Also not really a horror movie. I wouldn't classify it as. It was hysterical. So this woman who is making a movie with her friends in Russia, who does all of the special effects and everything, she ends up staying late one night and getting locked in, but she can't talk to anybody, so she winds up seeing a snuff film being made, and then it was so ridiculous, and like there was a computer voice involved when she was talking on the phone, and it was it was just really silly. I had a fairly good time with this movie. I wouldn't classify it as horror movie material quite so much either, but it was very, she can't scream or anything like that. It was hilarious. This movie was hilarious just because of the premise of the whole movie. Like, this woman can't talk or scream or anything, and now there's all these dudes trying to kill her, and like Russian KGB agents and double crosses. And if you haven't seen this movie, I'd probably check it out if I were you. Just keep in mind that it was from 95, or I think it was from 95. Hilarious. This movie was hilarious. Now, before you try and correct me about this movie, I know the difference between Terrifier and Terrified. Terrifier was about Art the Clown. Great movie. Filled with gore, excessive violence, beautifully done. They don't make them like that anymore. This movie scared the shit out of me. Terrified, oh my god. I had to call the dog in here while I was watching it. And then I stopped halfway through because I had texted my wife and I was like, I'm scared of this movie. I have to watch cartoons or something. And so her and I both watched it, and it is genuinely scary up until they start explaining everything, and then you're just kind of like, eh. But even then it's still scary. This is a foreign film. It was made in Argentina. So I just want to get that out there for those of you who don't like to read, which I've been, that was, super brutal. There was really, really horrific things in this movie, and there was a lot of stuff that got to me, at least. If you guys want to be scared and you like horror foreign cinema, absolutely check out Terrified, not The Terrifier. Very scary, very weird, really, really brutal. It's about this neighborhood sort of. I can't tell you very much about this movie, just because it will ruin the whole thing. It's kind of about this neighborhood of people who experience all these paranormal encounters and stuff like that. It fucked me up for about a day. I didn't want to go out into the living room if it was dark out there. You know what I mean? Like it was really scary until we got to the end part, and then it wasn't as scary because they kind of explained everything, which was still kind of scary, but all of the mystery. That's the one thing that I hate about movies like this is like, okay, we're going to scare the hell out of you, and then we're going to explain all of the things that are going on in here instead of keeping it a mystery. This movie, definitely check this out if you guys can. Really, really spooky, and really, really graphic. Now, the last one here was on movies that shouldn't have been made list that I've found somewhere on the internet. And I could not agree more. This movie was chock full of nudity and bad acting. It was about this the serial killer who came in and I guess he went on this rampage or whatever, and he killed a bunch of people and all this stuff, and he was this occultist and everything, and the cops killed him in front of his 2 nephews, and then his 2 nephews grew up, and let me see if there's an image here. That's one of the nephews. This movie was so bad. It was so campy. Up there it was. Right there. There's the uncle. And so they're basically just going around. They're giving the impression that they're running this vegetarian diner. They are not. They're trying to resurrect this this ancient god. I think it's Chitara. It was so bad. I mean, blood and guts and gore and thank you. All kinds of stuff that was, I mean, it was awful. This movie is awful. I don't recommend it. It didn't need to be made. How did it get made? This movie was god awful. If you guys are into that, yeah. I mean, there was so much stuff. And then there's the monster at the end. Like, I don't understand how movies like this got made or got funded or any of that. Again, chock full of nudity, chock full of gore, chock full of really awful acting, really bad music. Like, the whole thing was a pile of shit. But if you haven't seen it, maybe check it out. Don't spend money on it, though, because it looks like they didn't either. So, that is it for me for today. I am posting, I have been posting some stuff on my Boogeyman page. Woodworking related. Me and Dr. K for Retro Access cut together some footage last weekend, and I think the premiere is going to be this weekend, I believe, and it was our product review. And then I am going to try and do a little bit more woodworking stuff soon, and like I said, you guys, I am going to get back to, I am going to start making lists of my favorite stuff, my wife's favorite stuff, my son's favorite stuff, my daughter's favorite stuff. Oh, also, I am going to be doing some video game reviews for Retro Access Deluxe very soon. Everything horror related that's playable. If you guys have any suggestions on what games you think I should play to do a review on, leave me a comment down in the section below. Otherwise, that's it for me, and I will see you guys next Wednesday for horror movie review time. Yeah, like, share, subscribe, and don't forget about Retro Access Deluxe. See you guys in the future.